constipated. Eating the same thing I always eat. This is a little video. Guess what happened yesterday? Remember I told you, hey, someone put something in my nose. Someone blew something at me, put something in my nose. And as I was eating yesterday, it tasted like deodorant. You ever lick deodorant? Like like or had like a little bite of deodorant, like a little chunk of deodorant you put in your mouth? That's exactly what was in my throat yesterday. It wasn't the oatmeal cookies. It wasn't the Oscar Mayer wiener. And eating after someone blew that shit at me or put it in my nose felt difficult. I was eating. It felt like I was full already. So I went today to the bathroom and I was constipated. What happened yesterday is that someone tried to drug me when I was there having the conversation on the phone. A junkie, some nasty ass, the nasty behaviors of the city. And I have experience on that shit. Why? Because I'm coming from a household that a brother consumed bath salt and made his own meth. So if you have someone that made his own meth in your household, that did bath salts, that needs fentanyl or heroin to come down from the high, that doesn't shit, that is constipated 100% of the time. You never see them go to the bathroom. They sleep in the bathroom when they are trying. When they are under the effects of drugs, that they believe something is gonna come out of them and nothing comes out. I have a lot of experience. You know what my fucking middle child was doing? My stepbrother was doing, based on his consumption of bath salts, he was tainting the house's food supply with the shit that he was fucking snorting and eating. Not only was he snorting it, but he was eating it and he was putting it in food. He was putting it in drinks, crunching, putting the fucking meth rocks in, crunching them and shit. See what I mean? So at home, for the 10 years that I was home since 2012, I had to adapt my behavior based on that style of constipation. Because I'm an expert I'm an expert when it comes to contact with fentanyl. This subway, December, probably like January, February of this year, I was in Jamaica, 169, and three cops came to see me. Are you all right? Yeah, I'm tired, sleeping as I came out of what someone had given to me the night before. I slept nearly the entire day just sitting down, or basically a little more after the bathrooms opened. So I'm guessing it was most of the day there, and then the night, and then the morning, and then I probably got up in the morning. So I understand what is happening. In the subway, what they given to me, it wasn't a relaxing. They put me to sleep. It was something to knock me out cold for 3 entire days. I couldn't even carry my bag. I was holding a 65-pound bag with one hand, dragging it almost, barely walking. My body all broken, my legs swollen as shit. You know, not edema yet, but about to have edema on the leg. Just all types of fucked up. So at my household, based on my brother's existing, current consumption of bath salts, meth, and fentanyl and other types of depressants like pills or whatever, he started, like I said, eating it, snorting it, and putting in the food supply of my house. And anything that I ate inside my fridge gave me extreme constipation. And I would know based on the smell of the feces when I went to the bathroom. Because if I'm a natural, it's like roses. You flush, you smell nothing. You maybe know what it is. It's fruits, the bread yesterday. It's something what you had, and you flush, and you get out of there. But when you eat tainted food with meth, fentanyl, bath salt, it smells like fucking. It smells like a rotten corpse. And this is going regularly. This is not the 100% constipated, because the 100% constipated, you can't go. You have to, you know, do the finger, do the laxatives, uh, push in various ways, maybe squat on the floor with the poop bucket in the floor. Figure out a way how to get the stool out of your body based on other people contaminating what you eat. So yesterday, and not only that, this is not only did my brother contaminated the food supply in my house, but he used to blow the fucking shit that he snorted in the bed. So if I didn't pay attention and I wasn't, agile at taking the sheets from my bed and cleaning the sheet from my bed, I would wake up blind as a motherfucker. Blind, like I can't see, based on the anesthetics that I just slept on. We're talking about fentanyl, pure fentanyl in this motherfucker. Powdered fentanyl mixed with flakka and bath salts. I mean, mixed with meth and flakka. This man was pricked. The last time I seen him naked, pricked all over his entire body. He's not an intravenous user, but he's an intramuscular user. Pricks, 3,000 pricks, 400, 300, 400 pricks in his body, everywhere. Legs, arms, buttocks, backs, everywhere. Those aren't sits. That's him fucking pricking himself. So, yesterday, this is enough about talking for my brother. That's basically what he did. Oh, and obviously he made homemade meth. He probably has bunches, massive bags of meth stashed away somewhere, making those batches with fucking propane, classic 2-liter style. So if when he burped that fucking 2-liter, you can't be in the house, son. You can't. I remember sleeping, passing out, or just watching my computer laying down in the bed. He burped that 2-liter, son. You have to get the fuck up. He's in a basement. You have to get the fuck up, put your head to the window and breathe. Turn on the fan, turn on another fan facing you, because he's choking out the house. Choked my mom nearly to death. My mom is hooked on that shit now, based on his style of doing that type of shit. Hooked. My mom was actively snorting the shit he was snorting. So that's enough about what my brother was doing. So yesterday, when I was giving the shit, someone blew something to try putting some shit in my nose. How do I know? I went to the bathroom today. And how was the stool? Like a rock. How was it every other day since May, since I haven't been on the subway? Like a baby. Liquidy, almost fucking liquid shit diarrhea. Soft, easy to go. Just sit down, done. Flush, wipe your ass, and leave. Being exposed to a crackhead here across the East Side Highway, blowing some shit, or something that eventually landed in my mouth. I tasted it. It tasted like deodorant. Slew down my intestine to 50% health. And that's basically what heroin does. I was explaining before making this video. I was oratio. Oratio is that I tell everyone what I'm talking about, and then I speak on the camera. So that it's like getting a warm-up to give you the summary of what I was saying. So what heroin does, when you've been in contact of hard narcotics, your intestines slow down. And they slow down considerably. To the point that if you ever seen a drug user go to the bathroom, that shit's like a rotting fucking corpse. Why? Because everything's slow. Because their intestine, instead of having a 1-day delivery, has a 30, 65, 75-day delivery in that motherfucker for the worst ones. The worst one. 75-day delivery type shit. Nothing. Zero. If they're hardcore intravenous drug user. And their shit smells like they're dead inside. Dead. You can't be around. Basically, if a heroin junkie took a shit and you're on the fucking 7th floor of this NYCHA building, and the windows are fucking open, and she's on the 3rd floor, and she just took that shit every 3-4 months, you smell that shit on the 7th floor. You walk down to the 3rd floor on the escalator and go, what the fuck? Like that. That's how it smells when drug addicts go to the bathroom. Like up there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stories up. Oh shit, close the window. That bitch again. It's like that. It's ridiculous. They're dead inside. Why? Because their intestines production is 65, 70, maybe 2 months, maybe 60 days, 75 days, maybe 75, like that. So today, after being in contact with some retard out there, it's probably a woman, blew something at me or with their finger because I felt it in my face. I felt someone that went like this. I went like this. My camera was not aimed at me. My camera went to the left on yesterday's video. I went like this to grab another cookie or another hot dog, and then I felt it. I'm like, I spit, and then I felt it because obviously I got a pretty big nose, and my nose drips instantly. My shit don't keep that shit in there. Drips instantly, and I felt it. The piece of deodorant got in from my throat into my mouth after chewing some food, and I put it on the tip of my tongue, and it was deodorant. It was nasty, and that shit was in my gut and my nose till today, to the point that I had to go to the bathroom today around 50% performance. Hard, very difficult to pass, not good. Not good at all. It wasn't dark, black, like more days than just one or being exposed. Because if I didn't go to the bathroom today, woo, that shit would have turned to a fucking boulder. And it's because being exposed to people who do dope in the city is a regular occurrence. So if many people think, oh, I got celiac disease, I can't eat gluten, I gotta go vegan and shit. It's just that you're sitting in the subway when there's an excess of dope users. You see what I mean? There's a lot of people smoking crack, and there's a lot of people smoking fucking, doing their coke, and their coke is, instead of 60/40, which is regular heroin, it's more like a little 10%, a little, if it's really pure coke, maybe another kilo of heroin mixed together, make a little bit. And maybe like the Chapo super cocaine, the super strength cocaine the Chapo made was cut with cow's blood. So you take a kilo of coke, a kilo of heroin, you have to make the heroin powder first. So you have to cook the heroin, make a powder, maybe some rice or something at the bottom of the bowl, some way to get it, mix them both together, crunch up the fucking meth, mix in the blood, as you're pouring more coke in there, mix everything so you got maybe a 4-pound concoction of cocaine and heroin, maybe like 50-50 solo that tastes like egg runny. It gives you a good high, gives a good upper. It's not cold. I mean, it's cold, but it's not cold that does nothing. And it has the comeback from the meth. Basically, that's the basic explanation of what Chapo Guzman did right there. That's the recipe. I gave it to you right there. No, because I'm that type of cat. So don't forget, 50-50, some meth on the side. You have to cook the heroin. You have to mix that with some type of blood, human blood, motherfucking cow's blood, till everything's nice and mushy gushy. And then you set it out to dry, and that's the super coke. It's gonna turn orange, maybe reddish, and that's it. That's the one that is pure in the brick. They actually do the manufacturing process in Mexico, and you're gonna see that one. You're never gonna see the kilo of cocaine. You're gonna see the kilo of cut cocaine. You're gonna see the kilo of marijuana. You're gonna see the kilo or the paste of heroin, but you're never gonna see the real brick. The real brick is gonna be a tiny little wafer, nice and thin like this, a 2 kilogram. It's probably like this big. This is 2 kilograms right here. Maybe this big, this thin, not too thin, not an inch. Probably a little bit less than an inch, like a soda cracker, a little smaller than a soda cracker, and hard like a fucking tile. And it sounds like silver. If you take 2 kilos of cocaine and you click them together, they sound like silver. It goes bing, there's a resonance. It isn't like mushy cut shit. That's basically the ear of a real patron. I met the patron. Like, that's the real ear of a real patron. Bing, bing. And when you touch that two shit together, it sounds like them tiles that roofers, Miami style tiles. You know those, staccato tiles that they put on the roof? When you cling them together, bing, bing, bing. You take two big ones and you clink that sound. That's exactly how cocaine sounds. So yeah, enough about talking about drugs, but they have to stop. They can't be sharing that shit. People who are actively looking to drug other people, just like the Puerto Ricans and like the majority of the low IQ people here, need to realize that what they're doing is harmful. Not only is it harmful to their health, but it's harmful to us too. Because we've been exposed to everything known to man. I also said that I needed to take a silver bullet to kill me. kill me. A silver bullet, a golden fucking nail through the heart, a cross through the heart, and maybe 12 grams of coke right now, instant at the same time. 12, not 1 gram, not three, like 12 in my nose for me to maybe pass away. Maybe. Maybe I'll pass away. Maybe. And I'm not saying I will. And if there's no stabbing to the heart, it's unlikely I'm gonna die. Because I'm just accustomed to the shit. See what I mean? I have a really high tolerance for a lot of shit. And I never consumed heroin, but people who end up doing heroin, they're harmful to everyone. They want to kill you. They're suicidal. They have, if they inject it somewhere, they got these pus-filled areas in their body. It looks like gangrene, but underneath the skin, it's all fucking pus and shit. It's nasty. They're nasty. They're nasty people. So, yeah, in sum, I was tainted yesterday after making the video. I felt it. It was like someone blew shit to me or pushed shit in my nose. I tasted it, and I was constipated today. Don't do that. If you're a drug user, smoke weed far as fuck. You smoke weed, don't smoke weed next to people. Take a bicycle, right? You find a bicycle, put a blunt in your mouth, light it, ride your bicycle. That's it. That's life right there. Yeah, I'm gonna go have a little stroll on my bicycle smoking this weed. That's the life. Or maybe in front of your house, like this. Listen to my steps. Go in front of your house, smoke weed, come back in, have a bowl of cereal, and play some PlayStation. Or watch the TV till you pass out. Like that. TV till you're asleep. Easy. Just nod out, pass out. If the weed is good, because if the weed is trash, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be wired up. If you didn't smoke the right thing, you're likely gonna stay up. This Dr. Roman Bonilla, by the way, giving you great advice. Smoke some weed late at night. Go shoot some basketball. Like that. Don't smoke on the train. Get a B-ball. Get a bag. Get a B-ball. Get an air pump. Carry it everywhere you go. I'm gonna smoke weed tonight. Where am I gonna smoke? I'm gonna go to the motherfucking Harlem courts. I'm gonna play some b-ball there tonight, even in the darkness. I'm not gonna give a fuck. I want to smoke tonight. I'm gonna go to that b-ball court over there and play some basketball after smoking some weed. Like that. Be physical. When I smoked weed, I had something to do by the hour. I wasn't gonna sit on a train and act malicious with a gun, because I got ops and none of that. I didn't do any of that shit. I smoked weed in the morning, maybe got the 8 grams of weed in the morning, and surfed all day. Maybe 10 in the morning, 5 o'clock. Weed to go get barreled out of my mind. Like that. Weed in the morning, all day, and asking everyone, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? We gotta go drink some beer. Where are we going? Excited. We gotta go out tonight. Getting ready. It isn't that type of shit you're gonna go in the subway and nod out. Not that type of shit that you're gonna go in the subway and nod out. You're not gonna go nod out. Or go to your mom's and eat some food quietly because they don't let you eat at night. They don't let you eat past dinner, so you have to sneak food from the kitchen in darkness up to your room and shit and be all quiet. Nah. You smoke weed, smoke all the weed you want during the day, and at night go out. Go out, go drinking, go bar hopping. Have 20 beers. Smoke weed while drinking. Don't just, you know, the way they are doing it is absolutely wrong. They want to be social with cannabis. They're not being active with cannabis. They're not being social with cannabis. It's just to be a felon sitting on a train, looking to scrap, looking to shoot someone, looking to be bad or go back home to their mother. I'm giving you really good advice. Stay away from things that are harmful to your entire body. Heroin slows down your stool. Your body slows down entirely, including the intestines. It's a factory of shit that produces feces, I made shit in a same day window, get it by 7 o'clock tonight, or in a 1 day window. Drugs that don't let you shit are not good for you. See that? See that connection? Drugs that don't let you do your basic necessities are not good with you, not good for you. If you can't smoke weed and drink, go partying, bar hopping, at least buy a 30 pack and finish a 30 pack of Budweiser after smoking weed, don't smoke weed. You don't even have for fucking beer. You see that? That's how you start defending yourself from being a crash out, or what my father called chronic. See that? Chronic is someone that does nothing. But my father thought that I was chronic, but I was a professional surfer. He never validated me as a surfer. So he never saw me or was interested in validating me as a pro surfer in my prime years. My prime years, I was high as a kite on a cocktail of drugs, going surfing every goddamn fucking day by 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, or even early in the morning if it's ginormous. You see what I mean? There was something else. I wasn't a crash out. I wasn't going to smoke weed and stay a bitch out, or smoke weed and masturbate all night or some stupid shit like that. Nah, there was something always going on. Surf in the morning, get ready at night, brush your teeth, Listerine, hair, shave, get dressed in clothes, in nice fucking leather shoes, drink like a motherfucker, smoke weed in the car, drink like a until you're hammered and high at the same time, and then go home. That you're not gonna do anything else when you get to your house, but go home because you have already eaten the munchies of the night. Hope I'm giving you guys good advice. This is Dr. Woman Vania, aka Terror Destroyer, aka The Nightmare, aka there's no only thing. I'm just me. Basically, there's nothing else like me in the earth. In the earth. If you don't believe me, just go ask Kelly Slater right now. Find them. Find them. Find anyone that you think that I've mentioned before and say my name. Remember this, or maybe even showing the picture. Remember this guy? Oh shit, he's a good one. Like that. That's all you gotta know. Because I'm in everyone's lives. Everyone. All types of athletes' lives, all types of celebrity lives, etc., so on and so forth. Hope you have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. I'm sorry I didn't made a video today, but I was busy with my codes. My codes gave me trouble today. The code that I thought was gonna work yesterday as intended did not. I went from using MA on an RSI signal, trying to do ATR and volume to it. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. I went back. I tried RSI to it. This is at 7 at night. I didn't make any money today. I was working on the same code from 10 in the morning till 7 o'clock today, right? At 7 o'clock, I went the basic way of doing it. I said, okay, so the code paints this when I want to enter a long signal, make an arrow when it paints. And I found the function that I needed. So I found the long. I found the way to go long. So basically, I'm only going to go long based on the function that I applied. And this is an all-in long. And with, depending on where Enigma is, it's likely going to be below the sun or outside the sun or in the sun underneath the planets. If it turns the color that I need, it's going to be underneath the planets, and it's going to be 100%. The idea is that when I trade this particular signal, I want to go full port. I'm not gonna bitch out. I'm gonna go full port, the maximum, enter trade, and have no fear. The second thing, hopefully I get that shit out of my body soon. So I go to the bathroom and it's easy again. The second thing I did was that I took the buy to dip code, I duplicated because I also in the day I started looking for solutions to try to get a good entry using the RSI. Using the RSI, but having a more a progressive way of entering trades every day almost, not occasionally if it's sideways, but almost every day based on buy the dip conditions. And buy the dip, there we go. How do you call it? The AirPods. One of them went down. The buy the dip creates false signals. So I'm going back, looking at the codes at RSI, looking for false signals. That's all I give a shit. I give a shit about positive signals. If if the RSI says buy with MA, with the addition of using moving averages, if it's both together, it's long and it's long really good. The longs that I found when they're combined, when it's saying blue on the RSI and it's buy on the MA, it's like a rocket to the sky. Basically, bang, from 568 to 572. Big ones, big rallies. So I also, today, like I said, like I was mentioning, buy the dip doesn't work. I inverse buy the dip. I made buy the dip a sell, and I started tweaking at 7 o'clock a way of a warning. I'm not going to use it to short because I don't think it's I don't think it's nominal to short unless it's with Enigma. Basically, that's the only way. With Enigma, it's probably the only way I'm going to short. I'm not going to short with the negative, the short selling by the dip, nor with the RSI code. Shorting is only for Enigma and really specified places. But I could utilize it to paint when, because I tried narrowing so that it showed very little amounts of shorting, so that it painted red as a short, just like the buy, painting green, the most minimum amount of short sell signals using the same logic of the buy the dip with oversell, overbought, or whatever. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to try to implement it to the RSI code tomorrow so that it works as intended, or maybe just change the plot to say what I want to say, and maybe say change the plot to a word that says cliff, warning ahead, or warning, cliff, warning, or like a symbol. Hey, hilly, downhill, triangle, yellow, downhill, telling me, looking at everything at the same time, looking at the plot, looking at the colored candle, looking at RSI, looking at Enigma. Hey, it's going to fall, so that I know what to do early if cliff if that cliff signal is happening early during, because they're sporadic. Sometimes I saw it today at 9:30 in the morning, a bunch of buy the dip inverse stacked up together, like 5, 6 of them at the same time at 9:30. And that was the day that the shit short sold. The market slipped really hard that day and it closed really low that day. So the idea is to put that there as a warning. Hey, it's hard. It's reversal. Because under consolidation, that be the sign that it's starting to reverse, and then another signal telling you it's a strong reverse. It's a condition based on oversold and overbought. I'm trying to do a single triangle plot instead of the beat, and the warning saying cliff, cliff, cliff. Every time it comes out, it's gonna say cliff in yellow, and that basically sums up the latest thing that I tried to do. It looked promising using using the RSI code and the MA code that I installed. A mix of RSI and moving average was okay, but it had faults. It had really big faults that you can't trust it. You can't trust it. Like basically you gotta wait, and if it's underneath Enigma and it's saying buy, you can't trust that. Don't trust it. You see what I mean? Just don't. If it's above, don't trust it. It's It's a particular area where it likes saying bye within Enigma that I have to start, figuring out where does the SMA code like to start saying it's gonna be bye, and it's likely in the sun. If it's a good one, it's likely gonna be after an initial downtrend and a move up. That's the logic of it. You know, if you look at Enigma, the 3/3 left and right, when that signal starts appearing, it's already gonna be a downtrend in Enigma, and it might signal a possible reversal underneath the sun, or it might resemble still we're still going down. That's why you can't trust it neither up or down. It's depending on the condition and depending on RSI. If it's blue, all in like that. I made it that way. Blue, the RSI code saying buy, that's an explosion of cash. That's that's the all in. That's like the royal flush. Both of them together, royal flush. No matter where they are in Enigma. You see what I mean? Because if they dip and the RSI turn blue and they're under Enigma, that shit's gonna go back up again. So that's the 100% all in. Or so far. I made it so only a really small fraction of an oversold condition makes it to paint blue so that the arrows show on the code, and that's the signal to buy. So yeah, hope y'all have a good weekend. Sorry about taking too long. It's been a really really hard day. It's been a really hard day down to my ass, down to my ass. Not like really hard day in terms of what I had to do. Nah, really hard day down to the fucking rectum and large intestine.